Hey there, Saber friends. I wanted to show you another Neopixel blade. This one is made up of the 5mm LEDs. They look like this. They have 4 legs. And this is me testing the full blade, which is approximately 33.5 inches once it's done. And so about 31.5 will be exposed outside of the lightsaber. And this will give us the ability to change colors and have really cool effects using different soundboards such as the Nano Biscotte version 4 or the Prism version 5, or like right here I have one of these Igniter R2s and or Igniter 2s that also do the Neopixel or the individually addressable LEDs, which is what these are. I already showed you yesterday the 8mm LED test. For this longer blade, what I've done is attach the positive and negative in the center of the blade, and I'm running a very thin 30 gauge wire down the blade, and I have the power attached down at the bottom of those wires, but not necessarily at the bottom of the blade. I think it's better power distribution. Put the wires here. I mean, I really don't know, because this is pretty much the first, or this is the third Neopixel blade I've made, but this is the one that I'm actually you're going to use in a lightsaber. The other one, the 8mm, is just kind of a test. I'm going to wrap that up and test it on builds and on different things. And every time I want to test a Neopixel ready card, I'm going to use the 8mm just to see how that goes. That's kind of a short blade just for testing purposes. This one I actually want to put into a lightsaber, this 5mm one. So you guys are basically going to watch the first test right now. I just weaved the wire from the center down here. I'm going to attach the data is this yellow wire to my Nano Biscotte version 4, and I have that attached to the data line. So if all these LEDs are wired properly, they'll ignite in sequence. And what I did was made the blade in 10 LED segments and tested each segment. Once each segment was tested by attaching it to the Nano Biscotte version 4, and it seemed to operate properly, I attached all of them together, and the next step basically will be putting the heat shrink on this, assuming everything goes well right now. And then after the heat shrink goes on this, I will put on the DIN plug, which will be the same DIN plug I use for the Crystal Focus LS builds. It's an 8-pin DIN plug. You only need 3 connections here. It's pretty easy to wire up the plug on this blade. You could use a 3-pin solution. I'm just going to use one of my standard 8-pin because I like them. They work great. No reason for me to try something new right now. So I'm just going to use the 8-pin DIN plug. I'm just going to use 3 of those connections. I'll put the foam sleeve on this from Biscotte, and then I'll put a TCSS cloudy trans white style blade on this, which looks great with most colors, I think. We'll check that out, and I'll continue to show you guys that after we test right now. So basically I'm just going to pull the kill key out on my test board here. Now that's a good sign. The LEDs flashed. I think they all flash, which means that's like kind of the default parameter on these LEDs. It's just going to flash when it gets power. Okay, cool. So it's lighting properly. Like I said, I tested each of the 10 LED segments, and they all were doing this properly. So I hoped when I connected that everything was going to be right. That's just some clash effects. Okay, so basically through the programming of the board, we should be able to achieve different colors and stuff like that, but I'm kind of at the beginning of working with these. So next I'm going to put the plastic sleeve on, like I said, the heat shrink tubing, straighten this out really properly, test it again, put the DIN on, put the foam on, put the blade on, test again, and then I'll show you again when I have it in that blade. Okay, so this is the finished blade with the trans white tip here from the Custom Saber Shop. The Custom Saber Shop trans white tube. Blade came out exactly as I thought, about 33.5 inches, including the DIN plug down here, which is plugged into my DIN tester, and the Nano Biscotte V4. So let me just pull the kill key here. You'll see that white flash which occurs with these type of LEDs from Adafruit. And then I'm gonna power that on, flick the board a little bit. I'm gonna get like the default flash. Turn out the light here too. So that's pretty cool. I can't really wait to get into a Saber. I have a Saber in the works, and I just need to install some electronics into that and get it to work. And then I could start swinging these blades around. I have this one, which is the 5mm, and I have this one here, which is oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe that's a product of the battery or some. To watch out for that. But this one here is the strip. This one here is the string, and this one here is the strip, which has actually two sides to it. So one strip running up and the other strip back to back. I can show you this other one here. This one is the strip. This one does not flash blue when it receives power. And this one, just the way the programming seems to be, it's showing up as red. So I guess the programming in the Nano Biscotte is going to have to change a little bit for the strip to get a different color, which is something you could set up in the settings. So this one's pretty cool. Nice bright red and nice flash with the strip, with the double strip. And I think it's just as smooth as the other one. You know, like I said, I'm going to have to get these in a Saber and have them swinging around to really be able to tell how much I like it. Also, I'll be testing these in the light meter and stuff once I make sure I have all the settings correct on the card. You know, maybe they go brighter. I have to look into the settings once I get it into the Saber and see what I can do. Plus, it's going to be using a different battery. I'm going to be using a 26650 3.7. It's going to allow for like a lot more runtime, and it's going to be properly powered. I think the 18650 is not powerful enough. It says so in the manual and stuff like that. So for the strip anyway. All right, so thanks for checking these blades out.